The Wall Street Journal has a big piece out, okay? And they uncovered something that none of us could have predicted. Just hold your butts or your horses or whatever. Hold it. Maybe the reason that Trump didn't release the Epstein files is because his name appears in them. Wait, surely I'm reading that wrong. Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files, reports the conservative Wall Street Journal. Good for them, by the way. Trump's going, I'm suing you. I hate you now, Rupert. I'm going to war. And they're like, here's another. So let's read, and then I'll show you some of the updates, and we have a lot of them on this topic. When Justice Department officials reviewed what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a truckload of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein earlier this year, they discovered that Donald Trump's name appeared multiple times. Who could have guessed? In May, Bondi and her deputy informed the president at a meeting in the White House that his name was in the files, along with a bunch of other high-profile figures. Being mentioned in the records isn't a sign of wrongdoing, the Wall Street Journal notes. The officials said it was a routine briefing that covered a number of topics and that Trump's appearance in documents wasn't the focus. They told the president at the meeting that the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, some of the officials said. So it goes on, but that's kind of what we expected, right? However substantive or smoking gun or bombshell we believe it could be, the obvious reason he doesn't like the idea, to whatever extent the name appears, of publishing a bunch of documents where witnesses and victims and associates are saying, well, I did see Trump with Epstein a lot. Well, they were really good friends. Well, or worse, right? And that, I hate to say it, Elon was right when he said that. Brian Tyler Cohen said MAGA voters. Republican? What am I saying? MAGA voters. Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal confirmed Trump is in the files. Bondi knew. Kash Patel knew. Tulsi knew. Bongino knew. They hid it from you. And Trump thought you were so stupid that all it would take is him yelling, Obama, to get you to look away. Not only do they think you're stupid, but the guy who promised to expose the truth about Epstein may actually himself be implicated. You know, it's in a moment like this when I think to myself, shush, I could use a little bit of this mumbo jumbo.
Play the radio, make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night. So I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. I want to thank.
Give me that 7 days a week till Sunday. There's a lot of problems. Biden, his brain nearly fell out of his ear during the debate. Okay? He still thinks he would have won the election. Hunter is starting a podcast career. I don't know. Hunter thinks he should have been the candidate. But let me tell you one thing I never had to worry about. Scranton Joe being in the files. Okay? It's something to think about. And Kamala. Kamala neither. Neither. Neither?
Play the radio.
No, not again. Please. And that I just think should be noted. It should. Will Sommer said quoted this article, FBI Director Kash Patel has privately told other government officials that Trump's name appeared in the files. Okay. We don't know what that means necessarily. I just want to emphasize that because I know some people get confused of what is being said, what's not being said. But then this is something that is, I think, a bombshell in and of itself. You heard Trump go from shut up about it to, I'll get Pam Bondi can do something with it. Bob Bondi said, I'll at least try to get grand jury documents unsealed, but I'd have to go to a court to see if they'll approve that. So not just all the tranche they have, but what the grand jury could release. And it seems like they set themselves up to lose in court. It's very interesting, very strategic, very suspicious. Reuters said U.S. judge rejects bid to unseal Epstein grand jury transcripts from Florida probe. Ron Filipkowski responds, Trump and Bondi knew this was going to happen, which is why they went to this distraction when things got hot. Now they can just blame the judge. Hey, we tried. Exactly. Which doesn't relate to all of the things that they have access to. And remember that even right-wing, extreme right-wing, who we're going to talk about in our next segment, she's getting sued for something strange. But even Candace Owens was going, does Trump think we're stupid? We know why you're going to the grand jury documents.
Yeah, Trump's team filed that motion to unseal the grand jury transcripts. But like I said, looking at that AP News headline, it's because they already know they're not going to get anything. In that article, they cite two Manhattan federal prosecutors who both say that Trump knows that there's not going to be anything because grand jury testimonies in that district are known to be intentionally brief. So what are we to conclude about this, guys? Trump is playing games. He is. I'm sorry. He is flat out playing games right now. In fact, he's doing that thing that we always felt the press was doing to Trump supporters, thinking that we're stupid. Going, okay, they don't know much about how the law works. So if I just say I'm going to unseal something, then it looks like I'm acting, and then I'm going to call everybody who doesn't agree with that a troublemaker. He knows exactly what he's doing. So I went back because I'm going, is this new? Is Trump suddenly being brand new about the Epstein?
Oh, and that's her going on to say she found that clip we've covered a bunch of times. Drinkpep.com. If you're thinking, wow, what troubling times. Yeah, I'm doing this plug right now. I know it feels weird to me too. But if you're thinking, damn, this is a tough time, pep up and get a pep. Drinkpep.com. My brothers and I worked on this to craft a drink that would be nourishing to your gut, that you wouldn't have to feel guilty about, would exclude all those nasty chemicals, live probiotics, etc. Drinkpep.com to get yourself, and support me, support the family biz, some pep, and also click the subscribe button. Now, Levitt was asked, hey, okay, you're doing this thing, grand jury, whatever. Apparently now we feel they were setting themselves up to lose and have the judge slap this down. So what about the other stuff that you could do?
My second question, just, obviously the developments with the Epstein case with the judge, but I wonder, has the White House counsel, the DOJ explored any other documents that could be released to the public that don't have to do with that grand jury testimony?
To my knowledge, the Department of Justice has moved forward with the request to unseal that grand jury testimony, and as you know, they have also moved forward with interviewing Ms. Maxwell, which I believe will be taking place very soon.
Thank you for answering the questions I didn't ask. That's perfect. That is wonderful. She just said two things that didn't relate to the question at all. They're interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell, and they're requesting the grand jury documents unsealed, which Candace just excellently explained why that's kind of silly. And the question was about the documents you have access to.
What a stupid question.
Yeah, literally. Thank you, Caroline. Very high-pitched version. Then you have her being asked, are you going to appeal this ruling by the judge? Trump appeals everything. His middle name is appeal whenever he loses in court. Here she's like, it's so expensive, you know? Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to waste the judge's time.
Go ahead.
A Florida federal judge has refused to allow the Epstein grand jury materials to be released. Does the president want the administration or Department of Justice to appeal that ruling?
That was just breaking as the director and I were coming out here, so I haven't had a chance to talk to the president about it. I understand there are two other requests from the Department of Justice that are ongoing, but I'll let this president speak to whether he wants to see an appeal, and the Department of Justice, I'm sure, can give you a statement on that as well.
Oh, guys, we came here to talk about Obama. Y'all don't even like our Obama theory. We tried so hard on it. Mice Touch says the Trump administration literally conceded in its own motion to unseal the Epstein grand jury documents that the court could not unseal them. The government even cited the very case law that prohibits it, prompting the judge to note that by the government's own admission, the court lacks the authority to unseal the records. Unbelievable. They think we're stupid. They think we're stupid. Which, MAGA, please be upset by that. I don't care. They've thought we're stupid for a long time, but come on. What about y'all?